least you have eye for an eye to get out of there. But now we see that the 1-1 gets locked in from INSILIO. Great response to the Benedetta. You're up against the Harris, which can be a little difficult because Harris will
here, RRQ AKIRA versus INSILIO in their final game here at the Land of Dawn. Let's see who comes out on top in the end.
All right, it's going to be the same start here. RRQ AKIRA going to be starting on their orange buff on the blue side of the map. INSILIO's Justinian going to be starting on the purple buff on the red side of the map. They're going to be ending up towards the gold side as expected here, but now without the Jawhead, the curious thing is, are they going to keep up with the same pathway? Is it going to be a double buff into an instant invade for Justinian, or is it going to be a full clear?
Well, it's a little bit more difficult to do that when you have something like a chip. Yes, he can be on the map at any time, but he doesn't have the same amount of annoying pressure that something like Matilda would have. So Takashi doing a great job of trading against Maniac so far.
Oh no, he was doing so well until the very end where he got hit by the empowered auto. Oh, sorry, not the empowered auto, but the molten explosion there. But at this point, looking towards the top side, I'm specifically looking at Lovely. You don't know when he's going to gank.
And speaking of, he ganks right now. Does a great deal of damage with that concussive blast, already forcing the recall. And Blaze Surge not lucky enough to land on him.
Okay, he still has access to his Don't Walk here, so he's looking for critical moments. He could be potentially set up a dive on the bottom side of the map. And Louise just making sure great coverage here from RRQ AKIRA.
Already some harassment towards Sagan as well to unlock Reaper from the lane and start rotating down. So the Litho will scout them out. Blade Surge going to miss. The Spear of Alpha not going to be able to connect on King. Louise not quite level 4, but still going to get the 2-man Jikundo knockup, and Justinian and Lovely. Maniac has to jump into the turtle pit away to safety as well, but no death here.
A really awkward time to fight here. Oh man, if Justinian was able to connect the Spear of Alpha, it could have been a different story. But at this point, whoever is low needs to hit their level 4, maybe even look for a recall here, but the regeneration is actually enough to get them into a pretty healthy state. So no resets just yet for INSILIO.
And Justinian does clear his buff a little bit quicker, so instantly rotates over to blitz down the turtle with Lovely providing scouting. Louise will catch it out, but it's a bit too late to respond, so the first objective goes to INSILIO.
Yep, totally okay here. Lovely has his ult, quickly heads on up to the top side of the map. He knows Gusta Lagusta doesn't have Flicker.
Lovely wants to go for it, has his ultimate, but not gonna full commit. Gusta Lagusta is actually far away enough in his lane that he's pretty safe.
Well, for now, early proxy coming in from Takashi. I mean, Lovely, he's going to keep hovering around this area of the map. He is forcing RRQ AKIRA to move away from this side, and at least for RRQ AKIRA, their response is correct, right? Push out that mid lane, make sure that INSILIO can't walk back for free.
In the meantime, though, we see the shortcut come out, but in a pretty bad position. Justinian able to get Spear of Alpha out, actually dodges the Electro Final Blow, but Takashi will follow him anyway and get first blood. Frigid Glacier on 3, but not enough burst damage left on INSILIO to punish RRQ AKIRA. Don't trying to take the 1v1 against Gusta, but he's already popped the Zaman Force, and the rest of RRQ AKIRA are now looking to collapse. Gusta will finally get the final hit, and Maniac not really able to do anything either, as the Blade Surge gonna CC chain him under the tower. Gusta, though, has the flicker out, nearly gets taken out by the tower. They will eventually finish off Maniac and Lovely as well.
That's what you want to see from RRQ AKIRA. Good formless play. Takashi jumping in with the Electro Final Blow to chase down Justinian, just to make sure that they can even out the tempo against the junglers. But at the same time, we are at least seeing... Oh, hold on.
Louise maybe a bit overextended here. The Way of the Dragon defensively, not going to save him from the Alpha.
A little sad, all right, but not the end of the world just yet. RRQ AKIRA is still at a 2.1k lead against their opponents, and now I'm expecting at least an EXP lead for King eventually, because he's going to be having a full clear from bot all the way to top side.
But just look at how active Takashi is being. A Tamas is usually meant to keep their opponent in lane, but a Benedetta, just how are you going to do that? Takashi getting to play the meta that he is way more comfortable with.
Yeah, look at him already holding that priority. He doesn't mind losing a bit of gold down on the bot side of the map. He knows he's not going to lose this structure at a bare minimum.
Yeah, he's gonna stop Lovely from coming in and getting a free shortcut. Electro Final misses on Reaper, but keeps him locked down in the corner, so he's not able to walk out either. INSILIO gonna contest the turtle, but not able to steal it away as King secures it. Spear of Alpha lands on Luis, but he shouldn't post back out. Lovely actually gets pulled too far forward, and now that's a killing spree on Gusta Lagusta as he finishes off Maniac. Tekashi following up with a kill onto the chip, and Reaper almost getting sniped by the ult from King. Still alive though.
Very, very close. One more time. I mean, even Sagan tried to flicker and Shadow Strike Reaper, but just didn't have enough range, unable to close that distance. At this point, King has full control over the jungle, and as well, forcing these resets, he could look to try to start another fight, but he's got to wait for Tekashi to have that Electro Final blow.
It really does feel bad looking at this, though. It's clear that RRQ AKIRA has the potential of taking down INSILIO. If they had been playing this way from the beginning, that 2-0 may have been possible from the start.
Yep. Bot side, a sliver of HP on that turret. It's basically as good as gone, but Tekashi, smartly enough, trying to Electro Final blow underneath the turret was a little interesting. He probably could have waited between the turrets to do so, but at least he gets a free reset off of this.
Yep, and a stolen shortcut from Sagan means that he can actually now start invading and starting fights against INSILIO as well. I think he will spot out Justinian in his rotation. Does he want to start on him? He's already moving forward. I think he actually will commit. Yep, shortcut comes out. All of the members of RRQ AKIRA take it, but Justinian's able to walk back into his tower.
I'm surprised Luis didn't try and just flicker for it, right? Flicker, go for the kick, make something happen. Okay, Gusta Lagusta ends up using his flicker.
He got a little bit freak there. Lovely went for the portal instead. Dropped shortcut against Tekashi, but he's still able to dash out with the Electro Final blow, and INSILIO not able to catch him.
Yep, Gusta Lagusta gets a free solo gold on the turret on the bottom side of the map, and completing his Feather of Heaven thanks to it. So that's some good stuff coming in from RRQ AKIRA. Very nicely done. Just make sure that if you're going to put somebody on the map, make sure it's Tekashi.
Yep, Tekashi on the Benedetta actually outpacing Lovely on the chip, and now Justinian even being chased down halfway across the top lane with King finishing him off.
And with that being said, a War Axe complete for King. This is where we expect to see Suyo start rising up in terms of how proactive he can be on the map. Obviously, he doesn't want to go in first, especially if Spear of Alpha is available, but definitely keeping his eye out for more opportunities for those who overextend. Oh, no.
Yep, down here in the bottom lane. Not actually gonna commit his crossbow of Tang. I think knowing Tekashi still has quite a few resources there, RRQ AKIRA clearly outpacing their opponents.
Actually, let me just double check. How many items does he have? Yeah, don't only have the corrosive scythe at that point in time, so that was a good decision. If he had maybe 2 or 3 items, for sure he goes for the crossbow of Tang.
So you gotta recognize those situations, but a 7 kill score to 1 7 minutes in with a 5k gold lead. This Benedetta pick against the chip actually working out so much better than we could have expected.
Exactly, because now it is clearer and more effective for RRQ to actually trade against INSILIO. He's able to proxy, he's able to not only cut these waves, but at the same time keep pace with the rest of the team, despite Lovely looking for these opportunities.
Tekashi, you can see his experience, his comfort on this hero. Literally everywhere on the map at once. You need him, he is present. And now he is present in the top lane as well. All 5 members of RRQ are here. Conceal comes out just to scare INSILIO away. And a free tier 2 goes to them.
Yep, and you can see that Lovely still trying to cover, making sure that if anybody does show up on the bottom side of the map, honestly, this is probably how you should be playing Chip, right? You're looking for backline access and dropping the portal onto targets who don't have a lot of mobility options. Gusta Lagusta will have to flicker away if that shortcut does end up being turned up online on top of him, and at the same time, I think that even for Sagan, right, taking the portal may not necessarily be the best bet. I do think that the picking up the Glacier is probably the better option.
It just gives you a lot more teamfight control, especially when we have to highlight again that INSILIO doesn't really have the best ways of engaging, right, with the Tamas on the EXP lane versus hold on, shortcut comes out. The flicker from Gusta into the Lord Pit, but he gets caught with the Spear of Alpha. But now, Frigid Glacier on 2 members of INSILIO instead. Vengeance comes out from Maniac, keeping him alive. Justinian on 10% HP. He's able to jump back and engage on Louise, but King catches out Don't on the bottom side of the map, and it's gonna be Reaper who steals the Lord away.
Oh no. I mean, at least INSILIO was still able to get it. Both King and as well as Justinian they used their retribution super early on. They were both teams were just looking to just throw down and fight.
In this case, though, INSILIO was able to prolong the game just a little bit longer. The fact that all the resources were used by RRQ AKIRA and their targets were still alive at the end is what allowed them to regain control.
All right, let's look at the instant replay. I'm pretty sure that they're going to get into another fight while this happens, but as this TP initially came in, it was a really good idea, right? Because Lovely decided, I'm going to go conceal first, take that portal, and if people don't notice me, if they don't see me on the minimap because they're too focused looking at anything else, they can make the engagement work out. So these are the types of plays that you should be looking out for as Chip.
Yeah, the fact they were able to get Gustav first in that fight as well was huge because it meant that RRQ AKIRA just didn't have enough consistent DPS after that. And again, another concealed play comes out on the top lane, finding King trying to go for the split push. So that means Maniac is by himself. Reaper will be here to back him up, but is it enough damage? Sega dropping really low. Zaman Force comes out from Gusta. Maniac just gonna try to commit to the fight to stay in it as long as possible, but Don't is just blown up instantly, and the passive on Reaper gone. Triple kill for Gusta Lagusta.
Gusta Lagusta is able to find the angle in, but at the same time, Takashi is actually doing pretty significant damage. I'm looking at his item build right now, and it looks like he's got Thunderbelt into Blade Armor into Fury Hammer. I wonder what that Fury Hammer is going to eventually turn into. Not sure if it's going to be the Sea Halberd or it's going to be the Hunter's Strike. I hope it's the Hunter's Strike, though.
Yeah, that would be really nice. Just add even more mobility on this hero to a team that doesn't have enough reliable lockdown. INSILIO finding it very difficult to outpace Tekashi. Even Don't on the 1-1, which was specifically picked up to try and match mobility. Not able to do much. And now Conceal in the mid lane. Not sure if that's the right choice. Reaper comes in. Frigid Glacier misses as Tekashi commits the Electro Final Blow. Chases INSILIO back into their half of the map.
I mean, there was an okay engage at this point. They can still wait it out, but by the time the Lord comes back up, I think Lovely should be a couple of seconds off from getting that portal back up. Sorry, the shortcut back up again.
Don't trying to get the crossbow tank on Takashi, but he's already taken too much poke. He has to run away, even using the Inspire in that engagement. So he's not going to have that for the next minute.
Now, Brute Force Breastplate, that's the third item from Justinian, already complete. He wanted to go for it earlier, but had to just take the Winter Crown first, just in case he gets engaged on really hard by his opponent. Now that he's got these 4 items, I think now they have a dedicated way to get into these fights to start it off with the Spear of Alpha and still maintain his health if he's too deep.
Yeah, it should be a bit more comfortable for INSILIO to fight now, but a 4K net worth lead at this stage is still nothing to scoff at. Yeah, they're not going to try and contest the Lord. They're going to go for macro play instead and continue trying to give Don't space on the map.
As they continue to trade against each other, INSILIO know that they should be able to make it to the 42k mark. However, their biggest issue is going to be high ground. Only Reaper is going to be the effective high ground defender. Everybody else has to put themselves in some form of danger if they want to interact with the wave.
And RRQ AKIRA knows this. The Electro Final Blow can be used in a similar way to Gloria's Pathway to just split up the map and segregate frontliners from the rest of INSILIO. And speaking of, Maniac taking half his damage already. Lord crashing in mid lane. Inhibitor should fall straight away to Gusta Lagusta. Don't also on half HP, has to back off the regen. We're gonna see Justinian pull the Lord away to make sure it doesn't crash onto the crystal, but RRQ AKIRA still sticking around, looking for an opening while setting up timing for Takashi to maybe get a split push in. Minion wave, unfortunately, not here though. INSILIO still gonna be able to hold against this next minion wave as well, so they'll live for now.
Yeah, but as the next waves are starting to come on in, let's see. Are they gonna go to the bottom one or the top one? Oh!
RRQ still looking for the engage, potentially. Takashi with the Electro Final Blow splits the fight in half. Maniac is segregated, but not quite enough for RRQ to engage on, so they'll immediately back it off. A flicker, Frigid Glacier finds one, that's King! Maniac finishes him off.
Alright, at least Maniac was able to finish him off. The Hailstorm ends up just being a little off-keter. Did not
Lovely's
connect
behind
it.
them. He's looking for Sagan. Goes in, pops the shortcut. Do they want to take it? INSILIO goes for the team fight. Lovely dropping very low to Way of the Dragon. Finds one. That's going to be Maniac. Uses the Winter Crown. Justinian still surviving as Maniac takes the attention of Gusta Lagusta. Not enough though. Mega kill for the Harif. But he has to dash away from Tamas as well. While Lovely in a 1v1 against Takashi. Maniac actually doing a lot of work. Keeping Reaper alive by distracting the rest of the team. Unfortunately, his time is done. And RRQ AKIRA keeps up the assault.
And they're going to keep on pushing all the way up to the Crystal here against INSILIO. Members are getting low.
Ooh, Luis loses immortality. Don't and Reaper still have pretty okay wave clear here. Luis on one hit, but Don't knows he cannot chase him.
Safer not to at this point. The team members coming up. Justinian in 4, Maniac in 12, Lovely in 5.
Frigid Glacier is stolen. It lands on Reaper, and the crystal is exposed. Don't taken out by Tekashi. And RRQ AKIRA finds a semblance of vengeance, taking Game 3 and the series against INSILIO.
And they close this series out in fluid fashion here, showing a couple of their signatures and really coming back into form. The formless side of them. You don't know when the engagement is going to happen, and when the opportunity presents itself, it's all ready to